Today I want to talk about the relationship that you may have with your mother or a mother figure. So this is the time of year where we really think about memories, and there's a lot of emphasis on family and giving as an act of love. And giving is one of the languages of love. So as much as we would like to say that winter holidays have a lot of commercialism connected to them, there is something to the language of love and giving. So I want to do a quick meditation with you. This isn't meant to solve all of your problems right now, but it is meant to help you to springboard into feeling more peace. So I want you to breathe, and I want you to breathe intentionally. Of course you're breathing, but I want you to breathe intentionally. I want you to lay back if you can, and I want you to put your right hand on your navel and your left hand on your heart. The navel is where the umbilical cord was, connecting you to your mother. And it's also the emotional umbilical cord to any female figure who was important to you. Your left hand over your heart is where your love energy kind of resides. Love is within your whole body, but we think of it symbolically at the heart level. But we also know that the gut area and the heart area actually do have neurons. Maybe you didn't know that, but the heart actually does have about 40,000 neurons at any one time bouncing around, and there's a lot of love going on there. When you've had hurt, they say you've had heartbreak. When you break up with someone, you've had heartbreak. When you feel overwhelmed with bliss and love, you actually can feel it in the chest area. So when we've had a lot of rejection or a lot of pain from our mothers or mother figures, we can feel really detached and cold. So laying back with the right hand on your navel, I just want you to focus on breathing, intentional breathing, and the left hand on your heart. And I want you to try to sync up the breathing and the heartbeat. So you're syncing up the activity of the heart, not just the heart beating, but the neural activity of the heart and the movement of the abdomen and the navel. So you're bringing together the first area that you developed life through the navel and the area in which you express a lot of life through the heart. Breathing into that. And so while you're doing that, I want you just to keep your eyes closed and be as comfortable as you can. And I want you to just imagine that you're on a beautiful bridge and you're walking towards the bridge, maybe. Let's back it up a little bit. You're walking towards the bridge. And let's imagine that this beautiful bridge is very quaint. It's maybe over just a small stream. It's a really tiny bridge, a wooden bridge. And you can hear the stream. You can hear kind of the babbling brook. And there's snow on the ground. And you can hear icicles just breaking in the distance because it's a little bit warm. But it's still cool enough that there is snow on the ground. There's even some ice. So as you're walking onto that little bridge, I want you to be very mindful of looking down, and you're going to stay in one spot on the bridge, and you're going to hold on to the railing, and you're going to look down, and you're going to notice all of the turbulent water underneath of some of the ice. The ice looks very still, and the flowing water a little bit turbulent. And in the distance you can hear icicles dropping, maybe snow clumps falling off of trees. Maybe you can hear birds in the distance. And there's a quietness of your soul and of the world around you, in spite of the hurt that you've had. And I want you to, in this moment, imagine that as you are focusing on looking at that beautiful water and the stillness of some of the ice on the kind of the edge of the shoreline, or the edge of the water, the kind of that grassy knoll area, maybe over to your right or left. I want you just to take notice of the stillness of the ice. The ice is compressed, expanded at the same time, and very, very still. And as it is very still, you are looking down at the water. And as you're looking down at the water flowing, you're aware that your emotions flow like the water. And you get that stiffness, that expansion, kind of like you protect yourself. You have a wall around yourself, but there's a compression at the same time where you feel a little stifled, like you're pushing emotions down, and it's a lot like the ice. And you can hear the ice in the background still dropping and dripping and clumps of snow, and yet there's a beautiful peacefulness to all of that. And so your mother, maybe through no fault of her own, had a rough life, but, a lot of us have had trials and tribulations, and I'm not making excuses for her. I'm not making excuses for the pain that she gave you, for the neglect, for the tears you've cried, the emptiness, or even some of the life choices or reactions that you've had through your life because of that. But understand that I'm not wishing ill on anyone to have a mother that has been problematic in some way, or a strained relationship in some way, but know that you developed coping skills. These coping skills are not a badge of honor, okay? A lot of therapists will tell you that, you're strong, you developed coping skills. A lot of people will tell you that, a lot of coaches. And I'm not one to think that trauma is some character building space, but I will tell you that your coping strategies were there to balance you out. Now, some of those strategies do not serve you purpose, like putting walls up around your heart, like stuffing your emotions. But there's a lot that you got from these experiences that were really good. So let's just think about, after this short meditation, this guided relaxation, or prompt, if you will, how you might want to journal about what you've learned from learning these coping strategies, developing these coping strategies, and how it's helped you. And I'm not saying in any way that these are things that you should say, yay, I have these coping strategies, isn't this great? I much rather would have wanted you to have love and support and all things beautiful. But if you did not, and if there's a strained relationship in any way, shape, or form from the past or the present with your mother or a mother figure, I want you to take that time now on that bridge and imagine all of the ice is melting. You don't have to protect yourself. Even if you have a strained relationship right now with your mom, you don't have to protect yourself. It's her ownership, how she reacts, how she behaves. You only have to keep a safe distance. So, you're on that bridge and you're holding that railing. You're a safe distance from that ice and that cold water. You're able to enjoy it from where you are without any sense of hurting yourself. And you're able to enjoy all of the surrounding scenery and the sounds and the stillness, all that landscape has to offer. That's exactly what you have with your mom. You can enjoy every bit of her that you want and keep a safe distance from the areas that do not serve you purpose. It would be wonderful if your mom could make some changes, but she probably won't, even if you tell her to. But you can make some changes. You can keep a safe distance without having ice around your heart. You can keep a safe distance, and you can allow whatever pain is there to melt away. So just now envision a beautiful icicle, and that icicle can slowly begin to melt. And as the icicle melts, you can honor that your emotions are melting gently. And as they melt gently, you're healing. And I want you to create a prompt on that. And as you create a prompt on that and maybe journal in a little bit, I would love for you to share that with me. And we are going to have more focus on forgiving and forgiving your mother. But for right now, I just want you to just honor that it's okay to feel the feelings and to be on that bridge and to keep some distance. And you can walk off the bridge to the left or to the right whenever you want. And when you want to feel a little safer, just imagine you're on that bridge holding onto that railing, and it's up to you what you see and what you experience.